Oh, hello, this is Tak Chong. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. In this video, I'm going to show you how to stir fry a simple bok choy dish with ginger and garlic. However, the first step I'm going to show you is how to prep the bok choy. Stir frying the bok choy is very simple. I'm going to start out with some ginger and garlic. And by prepping the bok choy to appropriate size, it cooks very quickly and the total cook time is less than 4 minutes. As you can see here, the bok choy I'm going to use is a medium-sized bok choy. To facilitate cooking, the first step is that I cut off the leaf and then I split the bok choy in half and I cut them further into quarter. There are many ways to cut the bok choy. Different people have their different preferences. The leaf in the top part of the bok choy will cook away very rapidly. What you focus on is the bottom part of the bok choy. In order to cook them rapidly, I split them into quarters. I put the bok choy in a large colander and fill it with water. Most of the time, the bok choy tend to be sandy and you need to wash them thoroughly. By cutting them apart first before you wash them, allow you to wash the sand away from the crevices of the bok choy. I usually repeat the process at least 3 times. And then I store the bok choy in plastic containers. I will use each of the containers for 1 meal. When you store them like this, they have excellent shelf life. They last usually up to 7 to 10 days. Cooking the bok choy is very simple. I use my basic vegetable stir fry template. I use canola oil to cook this dish, but you can use any oil that with a high smoking point. I spot season the wok as I normally do before I start a cooking session. To provide a nice ginger and garlic flavor to the dish, I start out by sauté the oil with some ginger that are thinly sliced, as well as with some minced garlic. I use pre-minced garlic to save time, and for my personal taste, they actually not that different from fresh garlic. I use about 5 cups of prepped bok choy to cook this dish. As you can see here, the bok choy takes up a lot of space in the wok. Every time in situation like this, I would say to myself, I'm glad that I have a 14-inch rather than 12-inch wok. Because the wok is highly scalable, a 14-inch wok also allows you to cook small portion of food, just like a 12-inch wok. Cooking bok choy is also very similar to cook other leafy vegetables such as spinach. You start out with a lot of volume, but pretty soon you reduce down to very small quantity. As you can see here, the leaf actually cooked down really fast, so what is left is the stem of the bok choy. It is the stem of the bok choy that is the substantive part of these vegetables, and that actually is what we eat. You can season the bok choy in many different ways. For simplicity, I'm going to season it this time with just some salt, and this is followed by some ground pepper. I season the bok choy differently and depend on how I feel like at the time. Quite often I will season it with some oyster sauce in a combination with some hoisin sauce. During the initial cooking process, a fluid is released by the bok choy. However, the fluid will evaporate. At this time the wok might become dry and you will want to add some water to it before the bok choy gets burned. This is also the time when you're going to steam the bok choy to the texture that you preferred. However, I will add only a little bit water at a time, just enough to make sure there is water sitting at the bottom of the wok. Because if you add too much water, it would dilute the flavor of the bok choy. At the same time, too much water tends to cause the nutrients to leak out from the bok choy. How long you want to steam the bok choy depends on how much you like the texture to be softened. You should do a taste test along the way and to decide whether you want to steam it longer or not. Personally, I like it on the crunchy side, but my wife likes it to be really soft. The dish is now done and it is ready to be served. The total cook time is a little bit over 4 minutes. There are several types of different bok choys that you can get at Asian supermarket. The traditional large size bok choy has been replaced by like this kind of bok choy, which is about medium in size, as well as by what is known as baby bok choy. And then there are different varieties of bok choy. Two of the most common varieties, one is known as the Taiwanese bok choy, another one is known as the Shanghainese bok choy. So as you can see, the leaf of the bok choy is pretty much cooked away and reduced to a very small portion of the dish. It is the stem of the bok choy that stands out. One recommendation is that every time when you get the bok choy, prep them in advance and store them in plastic containers, and then you can use them later during the week. They make a very quick vegetable dish, and quite often you can combine them with other vegetables. I post a video each day to teach people about my fast cooking system. And the word FAST is the acronym for flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. If you're interested in adopting my fast cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow.